Hello everyone and welcome back to Sinar Daily Sports Matters podcast. My name is Ashwin Kumar and I'll be your host for today's session. Today we have an exciting session where we're going to delve into the happenings of Euro 2024. To discuss about this, we have two amazing gentlemen here and they came from journalism background, and one of them is senior journalist Timothy Achariam, who had the privilege to interview Michael Owen, Paul Scholes and Robbie Fowler. And we have a former journalist and sports writer, Livingeshan, from former The Star and The Sun. And let's see what we can discuss today. Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure.
So, how's Euro so far? And before you all proceed, I want to talk about the game that most excited me. But there's something missing there. Spain versus Croatia. Everybody's saying that it was a big victory and looks like favourites and so on, but the neutrals out there saying that there's something missing with Spain. So maybe Tim, you can share your opinion about this.
I feel the Spain-Croatia game, I think something was missing with Spain, yes, but I think more so something is missing with Croatia. I think that while they turned up, they just didn't have that cutting edge. And I think I'll just start with Croatia first. I think even last night when they played their game against was it Albania? Was it last night? I thought they have a cutting edge, but they just didn't. They just looked like a team that's expired. Heading to Spain, for me, Spain always, I think, flatters to deceive. Like even in the last Euros, they started their games very well, attacking football and like they were beating teams in the group stage, but it just didn't come together. And I don't know. I just feel that it's the same Spain that played in the Euro 2021, and nothing has changed. Maybe with the addition of the younger players like Lamine Yamal and Gavi and stuff like that. But I just something tells me that no. I don't. Yeah, they're just missing a cutting edge. Maybe, everybody is saying Morata. Maybe he's the fault. They don't have another number 9 like him, or another dynamic number 9. But yeah, I don't see.
But recent years, it has proven that you don't need a striker to go all the way to final. I would say all the way until final only. Whether to win it.
Yeah, I think I agree. That's a fine example because I think Croatia are struggling because they don't have an out-and-out finisher. In previous years when they succeeded, they had Mandzukic, they have had Shuka, they have had very good strikers previously. But nowadays the build-up play is very good. I think even against Spain, when they went a goal down, went 2 goals down, they always had belief in their system. Like even in the World Cup against Brazil, they were down, but they were not out. They kept, so they can hang in games. So I think that's the thing about Croatia right now is like after that Mandzukic is gone, there's no striker, and I think there will be a rebuild
After this.
For the next tournament. But as for Spain, I think the difference between Euro, the last Euro and this is the last Euro you just pass. I think now there's a willingness to release players, hit long balls, play short. So there's a mixture to the game, but I'm still not convinced about their defense because I don't know. I don't fancy their defense to be the best. I mean, and Nacho, he's a decent guy in a Real Madrid team, but I'm not so sure how he will fare when push comes to shove. But
I think Spain lack leadership. There were characters in the Spanish squad. I mean, you don't want to go back in history always, but there were characters like Piqué and Ramos, and to replace those characters very hard, and I think that's what they lack, that characters, that leadership that's in Spain. Spain's are a good football team, they're a good footballing team, they play well. I think they came out of the blocks in the first game, they kind of stunned everybody in the first game, but I think as the tournament progresses and it gets a bit more harder and they come up against harder teams, which they are going to tonight, I think it's going to be a bit difficult. I think it's going to be, because they lack characters in their team. And that's what I feel, when they're going against stuff, when they are down a goal to nil, I don't see Spain coming back. If they're down 1-0 or 2-0 or whatever, that character to come back. And I think Croatia is the same. They've lost a bit of their character. I think their team is a bit aging or maybe even has expired. I would say the team has expired. Like these characters, you can't expect Luka Modric to be playing 90 minutes nowadays.
Yeah.
He's not going to be. He doesn't have the engine to do that.
Even if he
same
wants.
with even if he wants, yeah. Even if he wants. The
Yeah.
same with Perisic. The same with the other older players in the squad. So and the younger players coming through haven't gelled as well. So I think that's where Croatia find themselves. I think that's where Spain also find themselves. Same thing.
Before we focus on overall Euro so far, England. Okay.
England fan.
Plus tonight, right? Game? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Before I go on, I just want to say everybody is actually a closet England fan, but then they've chosen to support other countries because England hasn't done
I mean,
so
if you are
well.
supporting English Premier League, you have English players in your club.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
they'll be...
Yeah,
Even if you don't support England, everybody watches the England games.
Yes, you have to watch.
So,
Even though it's very boring.
The thing with England is there's a lot of scrutiny. Like ever since when they played Serbia, like they came in for a lot of criticism. But I think a lot of people forget that Serbia is a good team. They have some great players, and they are not one of those teams where you can just steamroll. They are quite
Physically.
a tough physical team,
Yeah.
and they were tough physically with England. But England were great for the first 30 minutes. I think that in that game, when England played against Serbia, the first 30 minutes you saw a tournament England, like a very good England. They were barnstorming Serbia, if you ask me.
I stop right there.
Yeah.
When you said a tournament England, this is the problem here we're having, that media and also pundits are talking about. Yes, they got the result, but the gameplay was not convincing enough, and this has been coming for a quite while because of the friendlies and so on. What's your opinion on that?
Well, okay, so like I was just mentioned just now, tournament England. At the friendlies, they've beaten Spain, they've beaten Italy, they've beaten Germany, I think also since Euro 2020. I think that time they play with the shackles a little bit more freedom because there's not much pressure on them. But then they come into a tournament. I don't know whether it's Southgate, I don't know whether it's the team, but I am willing to give them a long rope because I think they are capable of going far. And I think generally teams start slow in tournaments, and I think it's fine that England started slow. The blame is on Foden, and everybody is talking about balance and this and that and all, but people forget that Foden didn't play centre the whole season.
Yes, they're comparing with City's formation.
Even in City he didn't play centre the whole season. He played on the right, he played on the left, very equal. So he's good enough to play wherever he can play.
Can Pandit compare Pep Guardiola's setup and England's setup?
No, you can't. I don't think you can compare it. Pep is very, I think we've spoken about this before. Like Pep is a man manager, micromanager. He tells you exactly what he needs and what he requires. Gareth is more less tactics, arm around the shoulder kind of guy. Give you the ball, you go and play.
And also, I mean, international football, you can't go and buy players. Pep can buy and then dispose. I mean, how many players is let go, right? I mean, very good players, right?
Nobody will
so
talk
you
about
can't
that.
do that with international team. But I think Southgate gets a lot of criticism. But people forget that he's a feel-good guy. And he, in 2018 World Cup, he really, I mean, he took a nation which was hopeless, and he took them somewhere, and then he built on it in the subsequent Euros.
Yeah, and they had Jesse Lingard in that team. So,
So I think people who are critical of Southgate should realize that they are in a position where they are now to evaluate and expect so high of England because of Southgate. But Southgate, like I said, is a vibes guy. I think in international tournament you need that kind of a person, but maybe Southgate is lacking in tactical acumen. So if the defense is good, the attacking is not very bad. It's not functioning properly. There's no, positionism.
Football observers have said that England has the best squad in this whole Euro. Okay, and a lot of them actually saying England might win. This is it. This is the one. So, do you think England can go far?
I think if they are less cautious and they go all out attack,
they need to express more.
Yeah, and if they can attack and they can rely on on their attacking, they need to be more fluid, less defensive, because they cannot have that much talent and choose to be defensive because it's not going to work. Because to be defensive and succeed, you need that tactical acumen to make changes which can close you and close down the game. I don't think they have that, so they should just attack and see where it takes them. Like that way, I think a lot of people fall in love with the team because at least they're playing well. Right now, it's tedious lah. It's very tedious. So,
This tournament, I think, compared to the previous two, compared to Euro 2020 and World Cup 2018, and also World Cup 2022, I think England are expected to reach the final in this tournament.
Yep.
There's no maybe they will do it, and I think they are expected to reach at least the semi-final and the final. I think because I think they've already
the achievement
graph has
shows
gone up.
that it has always been
shows that it has
climbing,
always gone up, and they were within a hair's breadth or so of getting to the semi-finals in the World Cup last year. Because the France game, there wasn't much in it. I think England gave a good account of themselves in that game.
Unlucky.
So very unlucky. They could have had a few penalties and stuff. But I think in that tournament, it's not spoken about so much. But England did take France to task, and England almost. You're talking about England in tournament and knocking out a big team and stuff. They almost got there. So this time around, I also think the other second team that has a comparable bench and a comparable team to England is France. And I don't think France came in with as much criticism as England did on the opening game, although France won 1-0.
Because someone broke the nose.
Because someone broke his nose.
That's it. That's the headline for the rest of the day.
So, but then it's tournament football, so the dark horses can also.
How about the rest of the team? And there's a talk about the Euro is not so exciting as it used to be. How true is that?
I think when you expand a tournament with say 16th team tournament, you're gonna expand it to like a 24 team tournament now. So you have a lot of unfancied teams. The first game again, Scotland and Germany, it was already very apparent. Like Scotland, this is I don't know. I hope it's not controversial, but Scotland were. Maybe they shouldn't have been there, right? You're gonna get trashed like 5-1, and the only goal scored is by a German player. It's an own goal. So I think this shows that when you increase the tournament, it dilutes the quality lah. So you have, but then what's interesting is I had the same thing. I felt like when you increase the tournament size, the quality goes. But then I watched, we watched Albania.
Georgia played well.
For me, Romania, my God.
Georgia, and Turkey. My goodness, Turkey. My dark horses lah for this.
So there are positives.
There are positives lah, but I think maybe towards the in the knockout stages we will see all the good teams will be there like the last four and all will be somewhat but there may be one surprise or two dark like Romania or Turkey, hard to say.
This is one of the first tournaments I think I've seen in a while where every team has started just attacking. Everybody is just gone for it. Even last night the Hungary Germany game, it was just all out. Everybody just went for it. Germany have started. They start like from 0 to 100 in a few seconds since the Scotland game. So I really don't blame Scotland. I think they're a good team.
They're also interesting stats, 50+% goals came from outside penalty box. And the old football is back. That's what they're saying.
So they are saying like the ball is lighter, but also I think shooting also is becoming it's a practice lah. I think a lot of teams have Ada Goulet and all these guys. Wow, I think even France have got Chomini who can take a shot.
Kamavinga can take shots.
Kamavinga can take shots.
Mbappe missed the absolute sitter against. I don't know how he missed that, but
so I think because of very very too much positionism. So someone is sitting deep inside. Your Arsenal would be one of your assets can be like taking shots. There's been a lot of goals scored with long range shots.
But I think when they go to the knockout phase, it will taper off a bit. I think the shots will be taken. You will see less shots taken because you get a bit more cautious when you go to the knockouts. But then again, I say that, and then you don't know, they might just go and it might be a 3-all, 4-all game, and you never know, a high scoring knockout game.
Before I move on, see, we are not talking about Italy.
Oh yeah.
The whole world is not talking
about Italy. As an England fan, I have Italy PTSD, but it's okay.
But Italy.
We'll go on about Italy.
What's going on with them?
Even they, like I was saying, even Italy started off the tournament like they went they barnstormed and they went 0 to 100 like just like that. They just went attacking. You don't see this from Italy normally, and maybe this is a new style of play with Italy under Spalletti. I think y'all were talking about Spalletti ball. I think this is a new thing where they just went for it in the first game when they played Albania. So I am very impressed with Italy. I don't know what
yeah, I think when they appointed Spalletti, I knew that Spalletti has a reputation in Italy for developing attacking teams, and his Roma was very nice to watch.
Yep.
And Napoli won the title. They won the title, right? So I think he has this belief where our football will eventually transmit to good results. I was talking about Southgate earlier. If England had that kind of a mindset, I think they can go far. But yeah, Italy, I think through the football they play, they're very brave lah. So still not a single team that has convinced us in this tournament about being a complete team, can defend everything. I think France still look like they can rely on individuals to score goals, but they can keep it tight at the back. Italians, I think defensively maybe they don't have it, but they're going to be very exciting. One of the most exciting Italian teams in recent memory lah.
Okay.
Spalletti ball.
Spalletti ball.
Yeah,
Okay.
can't disagree with that. Really liking Italy. All the other teams as well have been like, even the minnows and stuff, like even you're looking at Slovenia, Serbia, I'm just looking at the list now, Poland, Austria, they've played well as well. So it's been we say
And they're scoring first.
And they're scoring first. And we say the tournament has had a slow start with Scotland and Germany. But then it's picked up, so I'm slowly getting into the groove of it, and I'm slowly enjoying it. It had a bit of a lethargic start, I must say, but it's really good.
Earlier you spoke about England.
Yeah.
We have to speak about VAR. I mean, the injustice happened to Lukaku. And apparently yesterday, Germany's game also, we had
there was
VAR.
a few contentious...
I've spoken to Living before this, and Living has a very interesting view about VAR. Maybe you can share your thoughts about VAR.
No, I think UEFA tend to implement VAR a lot better than the Premier League lah.
Okay.
I think the Premier League is really the worst in Europe in terms of implementation, because it's very fast, and the idea of VAR is not, it shouldn't go to the extent where people end up talking about VAR.
Okay.
The decisions are is very fast in Euros. Decisions very fast, and you actually don't sit down and ruminate. This what if we had scored this goal? It just goes on very fast. So the referee doesn't go and go and check the monitor or what. Fans are being informed through messages on the message board what's going on very fast. And in there's not much contentious decision. The cases that you mentioned earlier, Lukaku. I think these are things that would have happened without VAR.
I'll be fine if anything happened to Lukaku. So go on.
Chelsea fans speaking.
Living, can I just ask, why is it the Premier League is still implementing lines instead of the automated system that's got going now in Euros? Because I think the automated system is working well. There's not been any contention with the calls for offside and stuff, because the automated system really shows you everything. And
I think I'm not too sure, but what I think is that IFAB is the body that makes the rules. So you can just take IFAB's rule and apply common sense and apply But the problem in England is that IFAB makes the rules, and then PGMOL goes and takes the rules. I don't know what they do with the rules, because like we saw the Liverpool game against Spurs, when Diaz scored the goal and it was disallowed, and then well done, good process. So I don't know. I think the referees in England, in UK, I think the Premier League, I think the referees are scared. They're very scared if what happens if I miss this? I think the pressure of officiating the biggest league in the world is starting to show for them, because they.
But it's always negative. I mean, the pressure sometimes got to produce something positive. Yeah,
I think the attention is right now to focus on how to pick the errors that VAR makes. But like I said, you shouldn't be giving them you should make it look like we don't even think about VAR. The decision is so fast. So I think maybe in the Premier League they can learn, because VAR, the attempt to stop VAR, we know it has failed. Wolves were the only team. The rest, everyone just voted to continue with VAR. So whether you like it or not, now it's going to stay. I'm not a fan.
Okay.
Not a fan.
I mean Euros, this tournament has showed that while there were decisions that could go either way, nobody's talking about VAR.
Yep.
So it's being implemented well, and if the Premier League can implement that, use that as a model, and not just outrightly, just say, we're going to do it our way, and we're going to do it. This is the way we're doing it, and Stockley Park and what have you. Then I think it can be, because I think even the African Cup of Nations recently, they said the VAR was implemented brilliantly. There was no contention with the VAR.
If there's one tournament that need VAR, it's
African
African
Cup of Nations. Yeah, and I was shocked to read that it was one of the best officiated tournaments in recent memory, apparently. So if they can do it in the African Cup of Nations, why not the Premier League? But I just think it's a lot of money and a lot of they don't want to take away the drama, and this adds a lot of drama, but it takes away from the football, because you talk about decisions every week, but instead of the football.
I think football associations, the league association, they make some very, very curious decision. Like in Spain, they don't have goal line technology. So when someone scores a goal, your watch will bust.
Yes.
There's no, they don't have that technology.
No,
so
that's the
reason
important.
Clasico, the most recent Clasico between Barcelona scored a goal, and it was not given.
That's why Real Madrid keep winning.
Wow.
Hala referee.
I mean Barcelona, they're very pitiful, and they cannot spend money.
They don't have a stadium.
They don't have a stadium, so not to have their own jersey.
Oh, that is a curious decision.
Yeah,
it's curious, but every league is left to make their own rules, right? There's no central governing body.
So I think Javier Tebas, the head of La Liga, said that they don't have the money, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But I think that. So why I'm saying this is because there are very curious things. You don't know why the leagues do certain things which is like you can't comprehend why. It does not benefit.
But I coming back to Euros. I think they've done it well. I think UEFA have implemented VAR well. I don't know whether y'all have heard anything, but from the games that I've watched so far, yes, there were.
No, I heard from Lukaku. That's it. Yeah. Apparently his foot crossed the line.
Oh right.
Which I'm happy. Yeah.
That was a clear offside.
He can go to Saudi.
It was a clear offside. Even if there was no VAR, I think it would be ruled offside. The only curious VAR decision was the Croatia penalty when they played the first game against Albania, because Perisic had crossed the line before the penalty was taken, but the keeper had also crossed his line before the penalty was taken, but they decided to rule it out. And that is the only thing that I would say is wrong with VAR in Euros, because you don't get explanation as to why it was ruled out. We don't know why the penalty was ruled out, and the referees are not responsible, or they are not made liable to come to the camera and tell us their decisions. So we're just left second guessing.
I think they may have told them on the screen.
Maybe
but I think,
in the stadium.
But that's the point. You see, we are not ruminating on that one decision. We moved on. If it was VAR, like in Premier League, we'd be sitting down and talking
to it for ages.
So we just moved on. Croatia themselves didn't complain. They just went on. Okay, So I think.
I think it's been implemented well. I think
they shouldn't disrupt the game, I think that's VAR should not disrupt the game. Right now in EPL, it's disrupting the game. That's why I'm not a fan.
Okay, talking about VAR, let's talk about someone who benefited from it most. This is my own. I don't know how I'm going to get criticism for this.
You might be cancelled.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
I mean, VAR. Maybe he benefited because it is a fact. It is a fact. Okay, proper injury, falling in the penalty area. So for Ronaldo, this is
falling in the penalty area.
This is 60 euro, and for Pepe, this oldest player to participate in Euro. How you think crucial these two players are crucial for Portugal? There's a lot of Portugal fans out there in Malaysia itself, and is it really helpful? What's the legacy for Ronaldo after this?
First of all, it's a remarkable achievement actually to get to 6 euros from 2004. If you look at it, like when Ronaldo started his first, I don't want to give away our age here, but when Ronaldo started his first tournament in 2004, we were just kids. We were in school. Now we are adults and stuff. So it's a remarkable 20 years he's been at it, and he and Pepe as well. Pepe, like I said. I feel like Pepe is just not gonna. You probably will see very little of him in the tournament. Maybe towards the end of games, the last 5-10 minutes, he'll get a run out.
Yeah. The
once it's done
motivator.
and dusted. Yeah, I think his work is more behind the scenes, more to motivate the players, more as leadership. Because but then Portugal are full of leaders. If you think about it, there's Bruno Fernandes, there's Bernardo, there's Ronaldo, there's a lot. Everybody there is a leader. So maybe Pepe is there for the younger squad players. I think he's good presence to have around. Ronaldo, I think whatever said and done, everybody says he slows down the team. He's this, he's that. I'm not his biggest fan, but he gets you goals. And what you need to win games is goals.
Don't you think that it would be better? I agree. Okay, he has kept himself in good shape, but don't you think it would be better that he accepts he doesn't start, but he comes on and he scores goals? Because I think he is slowing down he's like a static. He's static, and you cannot be static in modern football.
But who's gonna tell Ronaldo that? Before he runs to Piers Morgan and complains.
This is what I want. This is what I need to know. Scaloni said, "Enjoy Messi while you can." Is Roberto Martinez doing the same thing, or he is actually managing Ronaldo?
I don't think Martinez will show the courage to drop Ronaldo. That would take Mourinho. I think if they had Mourinho, he'd probably tell him. And Ronaldo may retire. Mourinho was the coach. So, but the point is, I think you cannot have a guy who's going to score a goal, but he's very static, doesn't move around properly. Like, I don't know. I feel like he should come on.
This
He's an
brings
asset.
me to another question. If you realize Portugal, every Euro, every World Cup, they produce some damn good youth players.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Remember Ramos? The previous tournament World Cup.
Gonçalo Ramos.
Gonçalo Ramos.
Now we have this Conceição. But if Ronaldo being there, starting and full 90 minutes is playing the game, where are the new strikers?
I think even though João Felix is not consistent or what, but he would be so much more lively starting for Portugal.
Yeah.
Because he's a bus. He moves around, he dribbles and all. Ronaldo just doesn't have that capability.
Yeah.
So and even they played better once they brought on Jota in the second half. Portugal.
Maybe as the tournament progresses, I don't know. I feel he's while he gets you goals, you're right. He static. The team is static. Maybe as the tournament progresses, they will manage his game time a bit more. I don't know. Maybe group stage, because they're playing. Who's their group again? Yeah, Turkey and Georgia and stuff.
That'll be interesting. Turkey.
That'll be interesting. Because they played Czech Republic in the first game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not start Ronaldo in the first game? Fine, start him. But we'll just see. It'll be interesting to see how Roberto Martinez deals with this, because clearly he would do well as an impact player coming on.
Yeah, that's what
the
I
last
feel,
10-15 minutes, you need something, and he's always been great.
He will
at
deliver.
that.
He will come on.
Deliver.
Remember that his second time written for United against Newcastle,
Yeah, he
right?
came on and delivered.
No, even his first game, he did one back heel straight to the striker. It's there. It's just that, like you said, maybe it's about time to realize, not every game.
Does he start every game with his clubs? With his club,
Al Nassr, of course.
He starts every game.
Of course. That's the only place that guaranteed the starting place for him.
But Portugal as well, since Martinez took over.
But I think what will happen is against Georgia or against Turkey, they're going to get swamped, and they are going to feel that Ronaldo is not
slowing down the game.
Ronaldo is slowing down the game. We need to be more fluent, and I think Martinez will make the substitution, and it will look less bad because having seen that game, Georgia, Turkey, I think they're going to come off the block straight and. They're going to pressure, they're going to harry you. It's not going to be. And Turkey, wow.
Even Georgia wasn't. I was very impressed with Georgia.
They're no pushovers.
They are quite physical and they get in your face. And
most of the not favorites, they are physical. I realize that.
No, I was very impressed with Georgia. I didn't expect anything from Albania and Georgia, but they've really proved me wrong. Although they didn't win, I hope they get something, and I think they could cause an upset. You never know. Turkey could cause an upset as well.
I think Turkey, if they can defend, that looks like a very good team.
So guys, what's next for Ronaldo after this? Is this his last tournament?
For sure.
For sure.
I don't see him doing
Messi,
it past 40.
They said, this is his last Copa America, but Ronaldo, you?
Yeah, I think I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if in 2 years' time he's there for the World Cup.
Yep. Actually, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, so Ronaldo has to be in the spotlight all the time,
Yep.
Yeah.
and I don't think has contemplated retirement yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
He never talk about it.
he doesn't talk about it.
Yeah.
So I think he's a guy who needs to keep going. Whereas Messi is like, you know what, I've achieved things. I
Yeah.
can take it slow.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Ronaldo will never take it slow. It's driven. There's a lot of good things about it, but at the same time, it's not very good when there's the fear of dropping him is there. That's not very good. But yeah, I don't think he will retire unless something extraordinary happens where every coach starts dropping him and then he realizes, okay, but someone has to tell him his time is up.
In the Portugal setup, I don't know, maybe they might make him a coach type.
Yeah, he was already
coaching
doing the
type
job
role.
in the final of the Euro 2016, right?
Yeah.
Sitting, yeah.
So
This
it's
is
hard.
like-
It's hard. It's very hard. It's like it's the hardest thing to do to drop someone like Cristiano Ronaldo or tell him, look, you're not in my plans anymore. I think we need to move on from his. If
Due to
Roberto
what-
Martinez is there, in
Due
2
to what
years.
he has achieved as well.
Yeah, exactly what he has achieved.
Yeah.
He brought silverware to Portugal
Yep.
as well. You
Yep.
know, after all
That's
those
it.
years.
Yep.
So it's difficult. I know it's difficult. He's a great player, but I think there's a certain point where they need to move past him. I think there's a certain point where Argentina need to move past Messi as well. So as the tournament progresses, Ronaldo might prove us all wrong, get better, and be the top scorer, and then we'll all sit here with egg on our faces. But I doubt that will happen.
Yeah.
But as for now, it'll be interesting to see what Portugal do. I think they were good in their first game. They were solid, but only until the two youngsters came on that you saw dynamism.
There you go.
That you saw
Okay.
something that was going forward. Like what's the Conceição, right? Conceição's son. He's
Yeah,
son,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
The former
Yeah,
Conceição.
yeah.
So yeah, he was really good, and he and the other guy, I forget his name now, that came on, the two youngsters that came on.
Yeah.
And that's what Portugal can be. That's the future of Portugal. But yeah, Ronaldo there, it's a
Hindrance,
throwback
lah.
to the past. Yeah, hindrance. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys. Dark horse.
For me, I think it's Turkey.
Turkey.
I think this Turkey looks like quite an exciting team. Gule, I think
He's a
Gule-
Real Madrid fan.
That's why.
Yeah, yeah.
No wonder.
It's quite interesting because when there were a lot of clubs who wanted to sign Fenerbahce and Galatasaray.
Okay.
Real Madrid told him, you're going to replace Modric. Modric told him that you're going to replace me one day.
Okay.
That's very interesting because he is a bit more of a player that Modric was about 15 years back when
But
yeah.
for a young player to take that kind of shot outside the box,
oh yeah, I mean,
that is
that's
crazy.
One
confidence.
technique, that goal was
Yeah.
brilliant.
There's confidence. I mean, I watched him for Real Madrid whenever he's gotten into like
every game that Ancelotti plays him, he scores a goal.
yeah. And he gets upset
Wow.
with Ancelotti for dropping him. So he demands a lot.
Good.
a lot.
Yeah, winner
but-
mentality.
Yes,
Yeah.
but he's a fantastic player. I mean, he's going to dribble. I think eventually, if he stays at Real Madrid, he will eventually become like a playmaker because he's. I don't know if you guys have seen his.
Yeah,
he's very
yeah.
silky.
Technically,
smooth.
yeah.
He just glides past people.
Like I think
Yeah.
previously we had this chat earlier. I mean, this Turkey you cannot compare with 2002 World Cup.
Yeah.
Turkey.
No, this is
yes,
a
they
much
were good,
technical
but this is a
Turkey.
technically gifted players.
Yes.
Turkey, yeah.
This this Turkey, I have very impressed with the first game, but let's see how it goes. I want to see how they play against Portugal. I'm really interested in seeing how they cope. But like
Okay.
you said, yeah, Turkey and Romania. I think you have shared.
Romania,
Romania
yeah.
is a
Romania is my dark horse. Yeah, yeah.
solid, solid,
And,
very
and
solid.
I mean, I'm not so good with geography, but is Romania nearby Germany? The fans. This is like a replacement of.
No, the Turkey. So what happens in
Yeah.
in Germany is a lot of Turkish
Diaspora.
immigrants
Uh-huh.
that have come from Turkey. And a lot of Romanians as well that live in Germany.
Because the first game, it took place in Dortmund Stadium.
Yeah.
It's like a replacement of Dortmund fans.
Yeah, correct. So there's apparently the atmosphere was
Yeah,
great,
it's
and,
crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
That was a lot to do with a lot of
Yeah.
the Turkish fans because
Yeah.
a lot of Turkish Germans that live in Germany, and I don't know so much about Romanians, but I think there are Romanians that work and live in Germany. So it felt like a home game. It felt like Germany playing
Yeah.
in Germany. So Turkey is like a mini Germany because a lot of Turkish fans in Germany. So they're like this is kind of a home tournament for them.
Okay.
And what I like about the Turkish team, if you compare it to the 2000s, those teams in the 2000s, they all played in the Turkish league. Fenerbahce, Galatasaray. They never went out of Europe to play in other leagues. But these players in Turkey now are playing in other leagues. I mean, a lot of them, yes, are made up from Fenerbahce and Galatasaray. But like Arda Güler, Çalhanoğlu and stuff are playing in other leagues, right?
So which is
it's
good.
great. Yeah.
Your dark horse?
Romania, I was very impressed with them in the first game against Ukraine. I thought Ukraine was going to beat them. I think we all thought Ukraine was going to beat them.
Same.
And I think for me, that was the first big upset of the tournament. Although it wasn't so big, but it was big because like Romania, they were good. That guy Dragusin looks like he's from Game of Thrones. So, they're really physical and like their goals were brilliant. So I looking at their group, I think they can make it out, of their group. They beat Slovakia, which I think if they beat Ukraine, I think they would be able to beat Slovakia. So I think, they're one to watch. They could be the Morocco of the 2022 World Cup.
Well said.
Yeah.
Guys, potential upsets. And so far, we have yet to talk about Netherlands.
All right.
Okay, I'm not asking you all to connect upset and Netherlands, but
I think the problem with Netherlands, they come back to the same coach, right? Ronald Koeman.
The four coaches.
But I think since I was
Koeman,
my childhood, it's always Koeman, Hiddink, Van Gaal. And the same pictures. I mean, if you're working in media, you don't need a new picture of that. You just use it 10 years ago archive picture and use it as.
I don't know whether this has anything to do. It's the lack of coaches in Dutch coaches has also coincided with the fact that Ajax almost got relegated this year. The Ajax not doing well, but at the same time you have Arne Slot who has been appointed by Liverpool. And you have had Giovanni van Bronckhorst, but I mean it remains to be seen how like Arne Slot and all does. But I think they haven't had a coach. I think Ronald Koeman is very good to organizing defense.
But he lost his mojo, right?
He has lost his mojo. I think
the whole Dutch team has lost their mojo. Like they are there and thereabouts. You can expect maybe they will reach the final 16, maybe the quarters, but if you are struggling to see if they go anything beyond that, because I just don't like if from those days from the World Cup in 2022, I just found them very one-dimensional, very boring. Not the Dutch teams of those days, where they used to. They took Brazil toe-to-toe back in the day and stuff like that. But now,
even the one they defeated Brazil 2010, if I'm not mistaken. That was not a. I mean, it was an impressive Snyder. But not a prime Netherlands.
Not a prime Netherlands. But if you have to rely on Wout Weghorst to come on and score you a goal, then you're already delving into Man United territory, and Man United are rubbish at this moment.
Okay, maybe next season. Because
maybe next season.
When it comes from a United fan, it's okay.
No, I do believe Ten Hag is a good manager. There's something there. It's just it's Gen Z players and
can't take information.
Okay, guys, before we wrap up, who you think predictions group stage? From each group, you think who will make it? And
I'll let Living go first.
Living. Maybe you can take the first three groups.
Yeah, sure. I think. I mean, Germany are already in, so I think Switzerland will go through.
The revived Xhaka.
And and I think from Group B, I think Spain, Italy will go through. I don't think Albania and Croatia can make it. Group C, I think. England will make it, but
as a group champion, or
I think they will make it. Eventually, they will win slim margin, and they'll make
they'll
it.
They'll get the job done.
They'll get the job done. That's. And I think Group D, France will make it. Netherlands will make it.
There could be an upset in Group D. I think.
Oh, okay.
Austria might beat Netherlands in the next round.
I want the Mr. Jason Press to make it.
I think
Mr. Jason Press.
I don't think Netherlands were that convincing because they played a very weak Poland.
Actually, this is quite a tricky group.
It's a tricky group
because Poland is a team that won't give up as well. Remember World Cup?
And the thing is,
there are any potential upsets. It could be this group. Group D.
But it speaks volumes that. None of us are looking forward to watching Netherlands against France because it's going to be very boring. You know that Deschamps is going to solidity first, right?
Score one goal and he'll bring in his.
This is the first time I looked at the schedule fixtures and Netherlands France.
You know what's going to happen here? My theory.
France
is going to score a goal. He's going to bring the whole Real Madrid inside.
We don't know if Mbappe starts the next game or so.
Oh yeah, with
Chumani.
Mbappe now. Yeah.
We don't know if
Kamavinga,
Mbappe starts the next game, but I think for me, I see a bit of an upset here. So I'm just going to go with France and Australia to go through.
Just before one plug, legend, Kante.
Kante, I just have to say,
Yeah.
yes. The only reason France are going to go all the way is because of Kante. I'm so happy to see him back
Came
in the
across
squad.
a
Wow.
tweet saying that this tournament is for Kante. Screw Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Kante doesn't play. So when they played against Austria, it was because of Kante. Austria didn't score.
Yeah.
They had a
Yes.
one-on-one, and he
Wasn't he
ran.
man of the match?
Yeah,
Man
he
of
was
the
man
match.
of the match.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
man of the
yeah.
match.
Man of
And
the
deservedly so. Yeah.
And it speaks volumes that they called him back and started him ahead of Kamavinga and Chouameni,
Yeah.
who just won the Champions League.
Yeah.
That shows how valuable he is. He's worth 3 players.
Yeah.
They didn't even start the game, right? Kamavinga and
No,
Chouameni.
they didn't.
Yeah, they
He's
didn't
keeping
start.
them out of the squad.
I think Deschamps values players who will sacrifice. Griezmann,
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
sacrifice. I
yeah.
think so. Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next
N'Golo
group.
Kante, so
Yeah.
amazing. So this group, I think also, I would very controversially go with Romania and Slovakia to go through, and Belgium to scrape through.
The third placing.
Third
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
They don't look convincing at all, Belgium.
Yeah, I think.
Belgium is a myth. Is the whole hype is a
The
myth.
golden generation.
Is a myth.
Yeah, the golden.
Even
generation,
now,
Yeah.
when you look at the lineup, it's damn good. It's damn
it's
good.
a very good team.
They are all coming from very good clubs.
Yeah.
But what has happened to them?
I don't know. It doesn't. It's something is not clicking. But actually, Belgium. Interesting thing is Tedesco, Domenico Tedesco, was in the same class as Nagelsmann. He was top scorer as a coach. He outscored top scored Nagelsmann, and he has done relatively well at the Red Bull club. And yeah, but you don't see his imprint on the national team yet, lah.
Ukraine is a team to forget, huh?
Ukraine, yeah, I think.
Hard
They're
to
done,
say.
huh?
I think they're done.
I think they are also, because of the war and all, I think they are maybe they are affected, like this is a free pass, like I can give Ukraine a free pass. I
Because
mean,
Slovakia,
Is it all you need is Zinchenko to cry? Sorry.
I would forget about Ukraine because Slovakia has been were really solid as well in their first game.
Okay.
So yeah, that if there's the big upset could be Ukraine and Belgium going out.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
could be.
Because they were the favorites in the group. Yeah.
yeah.
Next. Okay, Portugal and Turkey.
I'll let the Turkey fanboy tell me.
yeah, I would
what
like
he
to see
thinks.
Turkey go through, and I would love to see Turkey beating Portugal.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fair.
I think Turkey and Portugal will go through eventually, lah. Because I think Czech, they can't do much going forward. They are very good
Slow.
defensively. Yeah, they're slow.
Yeah.
So yeah, Turkey and Portugal, but maybe just maybe one of Georgia or Czechia,
Keep an eye.
keep an eye, may go through as best third place.
I might be cancelled for this, but I have a feeling.
Oh God.
I have a feeling Portugal might go out.
Go out.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
But you know, if
Okay.
it was the top 2 going through, then I would say Portugal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But you know, there's a top 3 going through, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I
yeah,
think
yeah.
has made the group.
But Portugal loves that, right? Top 3.
Yeah.
and-
To scrape through.
I mean,
And then
if I'm
they'll
not
always
mistaken,
tournament.
they drew all 3 games.
Yeah,
in the group
yes.
In Euro 2016.
Until they beat Iceland,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And then
I don't think they'll win this group though.
They beat
I don't
Wales,
think Portugal will win this group. I think Turkey win this group,
Okay.
and Portugal to scrape through, or
Yeah.
maybe not.
All right. Before we conclude our session,
Yeah.
youth player that has impressed you the most.
I think Goulet, I was looking forward to seeing him.
It's boring talking to him. He's a Real Madrid fan.
The thing about this tournament is everybody is a youth player now.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Lamine Yamal is a youth player. You can consider him a youth player.
Yeah, there are a lot of people talking about him.
Yeah, He
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah.
He was great. Can you consider Bellingham a youth
Yeah.
player?
Yeah.
Not anymore. Okay, he
Yeah.
stepped up already.
Yeah.
For me, youth player that has impressed has been Musiala.
Musiala.
Yeah.
And the German midfielder, Wolves.
Wirtz,
Yeah,
Wirtz,
Wolves. Yeah. Bayer Leverkusen.
He's been great.
He had 18 assists and 21
Yeah.
goals.
So
Yeah,
apparently,
last
when a couple of seasons back,
Yeah.
one of the coaches at Dortmund told Bellingham that Wirtz is better than you.
Oh,
Bellingham didn't like it
okay.
and didn't talk to the coach for like a few matches.
Yeah.
So I think that actually tells you how good Wirtz
I
is.
see. Yeah, I see.
I
that
think
from
so. Yeah, Wirtz is a player that is wonderful to watch. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys. With that, I think we can conclude our session.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, and
Thanks.
we'll
for
have
having
more episodes of Euro. for the semi-final and final. Thank you for watching, and thank you guys.
Thank you.